Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admas Sandelechawok. Now, the ANC, in collaboration with the DA, have decided to get rid of Busisiwe Mkhwebane, who was our public protector. And I've seen, of all the highlights, I've seen Pemmy Majodina, if I'm not mistaken, I'd say, lambasting on the absence or stay away by Dlamini-Zuma. This is a woman who actively participated in getting rid of another woman from a position where she was trying to hold to account the head of state. These are the people who expect to protect other women. But the ANC tells us about drawing the party line. We've seen a person like Supra Mahumapelo, and he says it that very well, that whenever they don't agree with certain positions that comes from senior leadership, they are told about the party line, that they have to support the position of the majority, even though it is against the ANC police. Mkhwebane tried to hold our president accountable. Something that is very difficult in South Africa. From a position where she can lose her job anytime, just like now. But as a brave woman, she took a step to do what is expected from an independent institution like Public Protector's Office. Because the Public Protector's Office is supposed to do what she was doing, to do what she has done. And it is not supposed to be politically affiliated. Even if when it comes to appointments, the president is the last one who make a decision to hire or not, even though a particular committee might recommend otherwise. So we know that a person like Dlamini-Zuma doesn't like Ramaphosa. It is known, and she doesn't hide that. But when you see in Parliament what transpired after opposition lost when they vote trying to protect the public protector, it is very few people, even in the ANC, who are seen to be celebrating the outcome of the votes or the results. Because deep down they know that they have betrayed Mkhwebane and they've betrayed the office of the public protector. So if the office of the public protector is compromised, if the office of the public protector doesn't receive protection from the ruling party, how is it supposed to function? Because we know that the courts seem to be captured because they don't want to preside over cases that involves the president. It's delays and delays. We know that SARS is captured. It doesn't want to write reports and do thorough investigations on matters that involves the president. We know that the South African Reserve Bank is captured because it releases a report and clears the president, but doesn't want the public to get the content of how it arrived in that particular conclusion or decision. These are the institutions which are run by people who are employed by the president. And you ask yourself a question. What do they want in return for protecting our President Ramaphosa? I understand that these are ANC people, but they are leading independent institutions. And they should act unbiased. But they do the opposite. The Women's League in the ANC is rotten to the core. It is run by elders. I have nothing against those elders. The only thing that I don't like about them is that they don't represent women. Because this notion that the ANC must come first and everything else second is wrong for to be coming out of the mouth from someone who forms part of the ruling party. Because after the elections and everything, these people are supposed to lead the state and not the ANC or ANC members. But in the ANC, it doesn't work like that. They are proud to say, we come after the ANC first. But the ANC itself fails to hold its members to account, or its constituency, or its employees or delegates whatsoever to account. There is no discipline in the ANC. They do as they please. And it's dying. It's dying because young people can see the ANC for what it is. If a person like Dlamini-Zuma feels shame to go and destroy the career of a woman who acted independently, and she decides to stay away, and someone like Majodina comes to say she has to account because of all the people who were not there, there's no report that came from Dlamini-Zuma. That is being bullied. That is being bullied. It's wrong. Because as a woman, Majodina is supposed to protect Mkhwebane. If it is the women in the ANC who do not protect Mkhwebane, what are the males going to do to her? She's going to be compromised and undermined. It's wrong. I understand that the opposition tried, but they were outnumbered. And they're also taking this matter to court. But if they do this, what does it mean to the women who aspire to occupy that position of public protector? What does it mean to the future of that office? Is it being compromised forever, or are they setting a precedent that you don't hold to account the president of South Africa, or you don't touch the ANC when you are there? You can touch anyone else, but not the ANC. The DA today, we see it collaborating with the ANC to destroy a woman. But they praised the former public protector, Thuli Madonsela, because she was on the neck of Zuma, thought and thought. She was in every case against Zuma. They praised her. They protected her. But today, because this one is against one of their own, President Ramaphosa, we see the DA celebrating, ousting a woman who acted independently, who held the head of state to account, trying to show us that in South Africa, there's no one who is above the law. The DA destroyed the woman in public. These are some of the things or reasoning that we must use, that must influence us when we vote in 2024, especially young women. That we want to vote for a political party that doesn't expect a woman to occupy a high office and act independently. These are some of the reasons that we have to use in 2024. That we know who these politicians are and who they represent. The DA-ANC collaboration is now out of hand, and we should see it and expose it for what it is. Because if the DA does not support black people, and amongst of all of us in South Africa, and they decide to go and protect the president who comes from the ANC, what does this mean about our president? South Africa, we have to carefully understand what is going on around us. Because if anyone who tries to hold to account a president who has committed crime or who is accused of a particular offense, if this person has to go through what Mkhwebane has went through, it means that the judiciary is being compromised. And like any other institution which is supposed to be independent, the judiciary is going to fall. And without law, there won't be any order in South Africa. So we need to protect these institutions with all that we have. We need to protect these people who represent and act independently in these institutions with all that we have. They need our support. They need our motivation. They need our protection. We need to keep them going. We need to help them fight the problem that we're facing in South Africa. Because I understand that a lot of things have been destroyed under the ANC-led government in the past 30 years. There is few of their success story than their failure. Their failures are too much. There are a lot that we can talk about. A lot of businesses, state-owned enterprises, which were collapsed under the ANC-led government because they eat from state coffers, because they want to have contracts in these institutions, and they want to overprice everything, overquote everything, and they expect to be paid and fail to deliver. I mean, there are instances where companies are paid millions without rendering any services. That's how comfortable the ANC have been in South Africa. Putting their people, their cousins, their friends, girlfriends in strategic positions so that they can push contracts and make as much money as they can before we open our eyes. And I think in 2024 we must be smart. Because in the ANC, both Supra Maumapilo and the likes of Dlamini-Zuma, the few who are still there trying to fight, they can't do anything. They're like a fly in a marquee. They can't do anything. So we need to see the ANC for what it is. And when we vote, we must think about these political parties like both DA and ANC, of what they are doing, of what they've done to us. How many young kids out there who are smart, who are in schools that do not have facilities that needs to be there to allow a child to test how smart they can be? What have the ANC done to improve the education system of South Africa? And if no one is held to account, and if people like Majodina are protecting the most corrupt individuals within their party, who else is going to act saint? Who else is going to account? Because if that one doesn't account, they are going to refer to their case so that no one comes to them or comes for them. So Dlamini-Zuma tried to show South Africa that the position took by the ANC and DA is wrong. And there is nothing wrong that Mkhwebane has done. But she wanted to be the next Madonsela, trying to show us that there's no one above the law, holding the current president to account. But she didn't know that this president is one of their own. She didn't know that an opposition party will come to agree with the president. I've never seen that. I've never seen an opposition party agreeing with the president. protecting the president. So the position of DA to fire Mkhwebane should tell us that there's a mission that we don't see. There's something that the ANC, led by President Ramaphosa, is doing in collaboration with the DA that we don't see. And if there is no vote for the ANC, it means there's no vote. There can't be a vote for DA. It means that if the ANC needs to drop, the DA needs to drop, because they represent one and the same thing. This is Authentic Info Podcast. Do not forget to subscribe. Let us grow together. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Thank you for watching until this far.